Good day, viewers. Today's Delhi or New Delhi was earlier known as Khandava Prastha or Indraprastha during Mahabharata times because Indra, the king of gods, protected that area as his friend, a serpent by name Takshaka, lived there. To step back a little, let us understand the story behind this as told in Mahabharata. Earlier, Indraprastha was a very vast forest known as Khandava forest or Khandava Vana. It is said lot of evil forces in the form of demons, serpents, and deadly creatures lived in that forest, creating havoc to all the tribes and hermits who were living on the fringes of that forest. Once Krishna with his wife Satyabhame and Arjuna with his wife Subhadra were holidaying near this particular forest. When they were at their leisure, it is said a Brahmin came and asked them or sought food from these people. On enquiry, the Brahmin revealed himself to be Agni, the god of fire. And he said, as he was indisposed, he needed the fire or the gut which will restore his digestive powers. And the food he wanted was fire. Agni also says the reason why his gut or digestive power got reduced was due to the continuous feed of ghee in a homa conducted by a great king by name Svetaki from the Solar dynasty. Svetaki was so obsessed to perform yagas always that the Brahmins themselves, it is said, refused to perform further yagas, citing that such continuous smoke from the yagas were causing them misty vision. However, Svetaki prayed to Lord Shiva, and through his graces, he began the mother of all yagas, which went on for 12 long years. Due to the continuous offering of ghee to the Agni, the god of fire, lost his gut or the fire within himself to digest. We need to understand here that a man cannot offer food directly to God. So, food in the form of ghee, till, or other grains are offered in the sacrificial fire in the homa. That is, it is offered to Agni, the god of fire, who is also known as Havyavaha. Agni will take these offerings to the different gods based on the mantras which we recite during the homa. So, when we offer, say, ghee in the homa, we recite a mantra. Based on that particular mantra, Agni takes our ghee offering and delivers it to the named god. Agni acts as a via media, or he is the first Swiggy or the Zomato gig worker. Like our gig workers, Agni, the god of fire, also extracts a promise from other gods that the first and the last sacrifice in any homa is the reward or the compensation to Agni in order to carry out his door delivery services. Just like we pay delivery charges and tips to the gig worker. Agni, narrating this experience to Krishna, further says that in order to get back the digestive gut, Agni prayed to Lord Brahma, who advised him to burn down the Khandava forest and swallow the full forest fire along with its inhabitants also. Many a time, Agni went to the Khandava forest and lit the forest fire. However, as soon as the fire started, Indra from the heavens rained copious quantities of water so that the fire was doused. Again and again, it is said Agni tried to burn the forest, but again and again, Indra showered rains as soon as he saw the fire because Indra's friend Takshaka was living in that forest. Continuing his plea, Agni asks whether Krishna and Arjuna will help him to burn the Khandava forest with all its inhabitants, including the demons, serpents, Rakshasas, and other creatures, so that he can swallow the entire fire and get back to his health. Krishna and Arjuna consult each other and they decide to help Agni on one condition that Agni should get a chariot, a bow, and quiver to Arjuna in order to prevent the creatures from escaping the forest when the fire starts. Agni agrees and provides Arjuna the famous Gandiva bow, a quiver which was known to be Akshaya, that is, the arrows never get empty in that quiver, and a chariot of Ramayana times which was used by Lord Rama himself in the fight with Ravana. Thus equipped, now Arjuna was ready and Krishna was also adorning or having his Sudarshan Chakra. Finally, the forest fire started and the animals, birds, serpents, demons, Rakshasas began to run helter and skelter to escape the great fire. The forest is said to be about 12 yojanas. That is roughly around 90 to 100 square kilometers, let us assume. As soon as any animal, bird or serpent or demon tried to escape, Krishna and Arjuna using the Sudarshan Chakra and the Gandhiva killed them all so that they will not escape from that forest boundary. There was no way to escape that forest by any living creature because it was being guarded by Krishna and Arjuna on all the four sides. Seeing the great fire up in the heavens, all the gods were appalled as it looked as though the entire earth would be burnt. So they went to their king, that is Indra, the king of gods, and shared their fear. Indra struck a thunderbolt and the skies above the forest, Khandava forest, opened up and began to rain heavily. Arjuna, seeing this, he used the air arrow and he hit such air arrows in quick succession so that the thick dark clouds which had formed over the Khandava forest and which were raining were scattered and the rain stopped and the fire continued to rage as it was desired. Then Indra with all his attendant gods fought a great battle between Krishna and Arjuna. After a fierce battle, it is said Arjuna and Krishna easily won and Indra did not lose. How so? Because Arjuna was none other than Indra himself and winning or losing against himself did not matter. Moreover, Indra's friend Takshaka had gone out of the forest a few days earlier itself. As the fire spread throughout the Khandava forest, listeners may wonder whether such a large-scale destruction was necessary, while Sanatana Dharma advocates Loka Samasto Sukhino Bhavantu. For this, scholars interpret that this fire enabled the ecological balance on earth by destroying the hugely multiplying serpents, wild animals, demons, and other creatures which were disturbing the entire food chain in that forest. So, for the larger good, this fire had to happen. Be it as it may, Arjuna and Krishna saw that no one escaped this forest and Agni's digestive powers were restored when he swallowed the entire fire that arose from the Khandava forest. Did I say no one escaped? Mahabharata says in the entire forest, 6 living beings escaped from that forest unhurt. Who were they? One was Mayasura, who sought refuge at the feet of Arjuna, pleading him not to kill. And as per Dharma Shastras, an enemy who surrenders or asks for mercy has to be spared. Arjuna spared him. While Takshaka was not in the forest, as I told you a couple of minutes back, his wife and son by name Ashwasena were still in that forest when the fire was burning. Since Ashwasena was a baby serpent, his mother, in order to save him, swallowed him and tried to air dash out of the forest. Arjuna saw that a serpent was escaping by flying and he shot an arrow which cut off the head of that mother serpent and it died. However, the body of that serpent fell outside the Khandava forest boundary and Ashwasena, it is said, came out of his mother's body alive. So he was the second person to be alive. This same Ashwasena transformed himself in the form of an arrow and was in the quiver of Karna so that when the opportunity came, Ashwasena wanted to kill Arjuna. Of course, that opportunity never came. Hearing about his wife's death, Takshaka became very angry and he vowed to kill the descendants of Arjuna. And accordingly, we will see later that Takshaka killed the grandson of Arjuna, that is the King Parikshit. I have spoken about the story of King Parikshit in one of my earlier episodes. I will give the link in the description. Please do have a look. So Mayasura escaped, Ashwasena escaped. That makes it 2. This apart, it is said 4 small baby birds survived this great Khandava forest fire. How and why these babies escaped will form the text of my talk in another video. Thanks for watching. Om Tat Sat.